Hello everybody and welcome, my name is Alistair, and today on Neverwinter we're going to be looking at the cleric healer for going into mod 33. So I've got two builds. I've got the main heal where I'm going to maximize as many of my stats as possible, and I've got a support where I'm going to give my team as much support as possible. Now we're going to start off with the main heal and then go on to the support afterwards. So I'm running this headpiece only because I don't have the celestial headpiece yet, as this is my kind of like my last healer in my healer trio, I should say. So I'm currently running this for MSOD, but at the end of the new campaign you get a celestial choice pack. I'm going to choose the headpiece if I haven't got it already. I've got this piece here for crit strike, crit severity, obviously just for the stats. You can obviously get the A-lomed version of this, or the demon or the dragon hunters piece as well, which does the same bonus. I've got divinity regen gloves. The regen gloves is so that I can keep my overflowing spirit as high as possible, because I like to utilize that as much as I can. I like to utilize healing word as my primary source of healing, so making that as potent as possible is a must. I've got the MIC weapons, but the AIC weapons work just as well for the bonus of the outgoing healing, plus when you're in a single target you gain another 6%. Down here I've got these boots. I've got them on, however if I need to I will run these Lumen Step ones that come from MDS First Boss Farm, ADS First Boss Farm. Those gloves also work really well. There's also campaign pieces and stuff if you're not even at those levels, so there's plenty of places you can get those, along with the AIC dungeon. Sorry, MIC, I know MIC has them, but I'm not sure about AIC. Over here we've got the Grace of Pelor, Blast Scepter, Night Flame Sensor, and Demon Skull. The reason why I'm running Grace of Pelor is it gives you some shields and everyone a bit of defense and a damage boost as well. However, if I'm in a proper group I will run something like the Blast Scepter to increase my damage overall. Over here I've got Crit Strike, because I need Crit Strike to cap. When I get Celestial Rings I'll probably be ending up switching to something like this, or one of the new pieces, the Celestial Shirt and Pants. Hopefully I'll get those nice and quick. Here I've got Power just because I need it. This is very similar to this one, except instead of ratings it's going to give you a percentage. However, you get less stats overall in regards to the bonus, and you actually reduce your incoming healing. So it's a funny one. It's good because it gives you percentage, but it gives you less than what you would get with the epic, if you see what I'm saying. Now I could run the detector set. I personally don't, because I don't really spam encounter powers all that much. I don't find I really need to, and so therefore it becomes a pretty redundant proc. This lets me balance my stats to make them look really pretty and get them really nice. Over here, this rune comes from ASH. Again, these are purchasable on the auction house. However, right now the ASH rings are low in stock on the auction house, but they're going to be farmed back up real soon. The MSH ones are going cheap still, as well as the MSOB ones are going cheap still. Death Silver Halo of Obedience for power and crit strike, and obviously the bonuses that are on there. For my gear, I'm running a White Dragon Glyph and Sword Coast Tactician for the power, and I can swap to my Devil's Decision if I can't get my crit strike up. I've got all garnets on this side, outgoing healing for utility with the Jade, and then these are just defensive, so it doesn't really matter. Over here I've got the Celestial Radiant Sanctuary, mostly for the regen actually, but also it gives the bonus to damage, bonus incoming healing, so on and so forth. You can have a little read through that and see what you think. And then my movements be bonus, because it's probably the most important thing I think that we need solely. Over here, the healing powers, I'll go through these at the end. They're very subjective. A lot of people do a lot of different things on them. Boon points, just whatever you need. You don't need a whole ton. I've got 103 on this character because this used to be my main healer a number of mods ago. mod 29, basically when the paladin got its revamp where its shields could overlap. That's when I started using the paladin over the cleric. Over here, lingering medicine, I will definitely take these coming into the next dungeon and just drop some of these hit point ones. Stronghold boons, movement speed obviously, just whatever you need, power. Over here, these Thayan icons for outgoing healing. This will proc sometimes and gain 9% more outgoing healing. And over here, as you see, all these just here, including Raptor for obviously the 18%. If my team needs me to, I can run something like Armor Break or like Dulled Senses, or something that reduces the enemy's stats, giving more damage. Currently I've got slotted Etrine, but it's just a matter of utilize whatever the party needs. As you can see, I've not got a huge amount of stuff that the party would actually find supportive or useful, but I have some of the basic ones already there. Moving on to mounts, I'm using the Space Hamster. Love the Space Hamster, it's a ton of fun, but when it comes to the actual dungeon, I'll use like the Polymorph, I'll use the Dragon Nugget Bomb, or I'll use something that increases the party's damage rather than my healing effectively. Avian Aura, because a lot of people don't have it, but obviously if the party needs it, I'll chuck Mystic or Pack Tactics depending what they need. I still need to get Mystic Aura up, but that's okay. That's a matter of just spending 200 mount upgrade tokens, and I'll get that up if I need to. I'm not going to spend it if I don't need to. Over here, I've got my Celestial Account-wide insignias, as you see. I've got some tanking insignias in here because I am finding I'm overcapping on some of my, is this one? My other one's got more, but yeah, I've definitely got one in here. I'm overcapping on stats very, very easily. So I've got trainers, obviously for the bonus to my, for when my action points are full, to give me the bonus to my incoming and outgoing healing. And I've got Gladiator's Gal for movement speed, Cautious Devotion for outgoing healing bonus up to 5 times, and Shepherd's Devotion to give the party a bit of movement speed and a little bit of survivability. And that's my main heal build. I'll quickly go through and show the stats for this, and then I'll go through my support healing build. Spam this a few times. This gives me 10% more healing, and then do that. And watch the numbers go up. So 103. As you see, crit strike is sitting a little bit low, but it will go up to what's the number? It'll go up to, yeah, there you go. I can cap it with a Devil's Precision, or if I have Blue Fire Eye in party, I'll cap it as well, or Paladin crit strike aura. 15, 121. That will get buffed by this by 10%. Does it actually show on here? It does. It does. There we go. 131. So that's 131% outgoing healing plus the 9% that sometimes procs from here. So that's 140% outgoing healing. That is with obviously these Void Touch weapons proccing. This is the consumables I'm using. As you see, Flash Potion, Squash It, Wildstorm Elixir, and Azuric for hit points. Yeah, 131% outgoing healing. Now, if I'm utilizing less party support, I could take away Divine Glow, put on Exaltation, and increase that outgoing healing by a further 20%. So that would be 100, possibly up to 106% outgoing healing, which is actually pretty good. Go to my buff heal. So a few things differ a little bit with this build. I actually end up running this build a lot more often, provided I have ways to get my crit strike up. I don't know why that's not there. Let me just chuck these back in. There we go. So over here, I'm running the headpiece. We'll change Celestial when I get it. This piece here, I was considering going and getting, which one is it? This one here, just in case the party needs it. However, this is not as good as the AP orbs. This is hit points. So I was considering it, but I'm sort of like humming and hawing about it whether I actually will get this piece here. Probably not, most likely, if I'm honest. So gloves. There are gloves that give you some bonus to like damage for the party. I can't remember what they're called, and I can't remember where to find them, but I do know that they exist and I want to find them at some point. But anyway, Land Brace the Eternal Sigil, so that I can get my divinity back quicker. Obviously I'm running these here, and these are for obviously Mastercraft for the base damage boost of 2%. That obviously stacks with the tanks and gives everybody more damage. The Sabatons, these come from Master Chakras Divinity. These give a little bit of survivability. Again, if I need a bit more divinity regen, I'll chuck these on, but for now I'm finding these are perfectly fine. I mainly run this build in MSOD, if I'm honest. I've currently got the Marilov set on for debuffing, increasing damage on the boss. However, I will also go Vistani quite happily, mostly because it's easier, you know, cast a damaging AoE, which we do. Hits one target, which does. Target will take 5% more damage for 5 seconds. Much easier to proc the Vistani. Rings, crit strike, crit severity, outgoing healing, and over here I'm running the outgoing healing shirt and the outgoing healing power pants / trousers, obviously, to increase my power and outgoing healing. And then on the back page here, not much changes at all, literally just a few bits and bobs, but nothing too crazy. I've got dulled on at the moment because that's what I got to use last time. And over here I currently have yet Perilous Polymorph on. Again, reducing the enemy's stats is the best way to increase damage. If I was really going all out on damage debuffs and stuff, I would actually go for a Drow race. Let me quickly show what my heals are going to be looking like. Again, I could use Exaltation for the bonus to sorry, it's getting late. My brain's not working properly. I could use Exaltation for the extra 20% bonus. So what I'll do this, cast this a few times, cast Divine Glow, so that my stats come back. As you see, my crit strike sits under, but that's on purpose because this is designed for a trial, really. As you see here, 130 when I use this here. That'll go up to 136 when I'm in party because of this here. Yeah, so 136. That's I find relatively reasonable. My crit severity is capped. My crit strike is not capped, but in a party where I've got like a blue fire eye, I've got my blue fire eye. I've got a paladin crit aura, or I've got an etrine, so on and so forth. I can make up the difference effectively. So looking at powers, the cleric is really different when it comes to powers. People run it a ton of different ways. This is just how I personally run it for the situations that I run it in. This is currently the one I use for MSOD. So if you look here, I've got Blessing of Light for the increased 10%, always before my healing word. Scattering Light to damage AoE, so it allows me to proc my stuff that needs to proc. Divine Glow, I will make sure I do this at the beginning of an artifact call, along with, if I can get with it, Anointed Army to increase the party's damage by an extra 6%, plus 5, 11% extra damage going into an artifact call, plus the extra survivability from this can be very useful. Healing Word is the must. 300 magnitude heal over time. I will use it as sometimes a burst heal if people need a burst heal. And then Astral Shield. In MSOD, I will be using Astral Shield for my damage mitigation over my Hallowed Ground. However, if, you know, let's say we're not able to, like we're struggling, I'll start using Hallowed Ground. And my astral shield, and I will always chuck my astral shield down for other. So if I'm on DR2, DR1 comes along, I'll put my astral shield down, give them an extra 10%, always. Even when the DPS are just standing next to the boss doing their damage, put the astral shield down, get them all grouped up nicely, and that way if anything does come up, for instance, like when the 10 lines comes up, the astral shield, if the DPS standing there and they've got a paladin shield over them, they'll survive those lines, and it lets the ranger, the rogue, the fighter, the barbarian stand in that red and be safe. And in the final phase, the astral shield is invaluable. You can put that down and it gives a heal over time on top of your normal heal over time from healing word, and it gives DR. It's a massive, massive, massive thing to give to the party in that final phase. Yep, so Anointed Army, Hallowed Ground. This is what I personally run. I'll personally run Overflowing Spirit. In MSOD, I don't have an issue running out of Divinity. And then Hallowed Guide is my other one where it just gives me an extra 5%. However, if you struggle with Divinity, Expanded Faith is good, Desperate Prayers, like there's a ton of things that people do use. That's what I use. Repeated Blessings means that if you heal someone with something else, like an encounter power, like a Bastion of Health or an Astral Shield, it will prolong an extra 6 seconds the healing word, allowing the healing word to be extended for longer. Cycle of Prayer, you can read that, make sense of it. Blessed Armaments, as you see here, Divine Glow now also decreases the damage you take. That's a massive one. Additional radiant damage after most attacks, that doesn't really matter that much. Down here, Persistent Guardian lets your angel stay for longer. And lastly, Angel of Life. When you hold it down, it gives you basically wings, and it means that divinity, it means that spells cast within this time cost no divinity at all. So if, like final phase of MSOD, I'll quite often put this on and spam this in a particularly hard situation when I know that it's going to come up. I can get 6 healing words out before those wings go away, and it doesn't cost me a penny. That's a 450 magnitude heal over time to everybody in the map, basically. Okay, the other power set that I usually use is, double check here, at wills are the same. It's Divine Glow for the extra 5% bonus damage, it's healing word, and it is Bastion of Health. Now, I will sometimes use Exaltation and when I get to run the new dungeon, I'm going to try Exaltation and see if the healing word itself can just deal with the damage ticks up to like 20 stacks. I believe you wipe at 24, so up to like 20 stacks. A lot of people use Exaltation, healing word, and Intercession, and basically never run out of divinity. That works really well if you have a really, really good group. But again, with the cleric, the healing word is kind of the only one you have to have. Divine Glow is super, super nice to have. Same thing with Exaltation. But the only problem is, with the Exaltation is it's only one party member nearby. This is all party members nearby, and it increases the incoming healing and recharge speed. Divine Glow, I personally feel, is way better than Exaltation for party support. Then you obviously have got like some damaging things, decrease the damage target, damage dealt. That could be useful if your tank suffers from taking a lot of damage from the boss. But overall, this is just what I run personally. Bastion of Health to top them up, Divine Glow to support their damage, incoming healing and recharge speed, and Healing Word to do the majority of my heals. Again, Hallowed Ground and Anointed Army. Now, if I need to do the heal over time, I will use Guardian Spirit. I'll put that on Y, and I will use that again. Overflowing Spirit, Hallowed Guide. I will change off Overflowing Spirit, put it to Expanded Faith if I am being tested quite a bit by divinity in a dungeon, and that allows me to use more Bastions of Health easier. My divinity currently comes back within between 16 to 19 seconds, depending what items I have equipped. So it usually comes back pretty quickly. Anyway, that is my cleric healer build. Hopefully that was helpful to you guys. thank you very much for watching. Next will be, I believe, the Paladin Healer, and then possibly the Paladin Tank, if I can get it out before the next mod comes out. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and goodbye for now.